Hello, this is Paladin Gonzalez. It's Sunday, March 20, 2022. Welcome to my YouTube channel. I'm on my way to work right now because I work retail. So I have to give them one weekend of my day. April 2nd, I'm going to be wrestling in Holyoke, Massachusetts. I used to train there at Kevin Landry's school at the Pro Wrestling Combine up until 2019. So yeah, I haven't been in a while to Holyoke, so looking forward to that show and looking forward to wrestle for the HAWA, the Hispanic American Wrestling Alliance. So yeah, and then so Holyoke is only about an hour and a half away. It's a short distance for me, which is great. Like I like wrestling locally. It's a little bit easier for me, especially because I have a job, day job, and I have to work on Sundays and all that kind of stuff. So I cannot be traveling. I don't mind traveling up to 3 hours. That's the maximum that I would say. But also when it comes to wrestling, like I'm only wrestling sporadically. Like I'm wrestling at the Hawaii show, but then the weekend of the 16th I'm working as a ref, and then April 23rd it's available, but I don't know what I'm going to be doing on April 23rd. Because I don't know what's going to happen. There are shows that have the same date. In all honesty, whoever books me in the show, that's where I'm going to go. That's going to be my take. But yeah, I do like working the shows. I still can wrestle, but I'm not wrestling as often as I would like to an extent. But at the same time, it's okay. I like it that way, because I get to do other things with my life. And like this month, it actually worked that I didn't have to work many shows because I got sick, so I had to take time off. So it was nice just to have the time off for me to recover, And this is the first show and the only show yesterday that I went to was a Mortal Championship Wrestling. I didn't wrestle, I didn't ref, I would just help ring crew. I would have loved to have been wrestling in that show, but they didn't ask me to, they didn't book me in the show, so that's okay. That's alright. They didn't ask me to ref either, so that's okay too. But for April 23rd, there are 2 shows that may happen. So whoever books me, that's where I'm going to. If the other show gets cancelled, one of the shows get cancelled, then I will just go to the other show. But I'd rather get booked in the show. I just don't want to spend money on gas to go to ring crew, and not being involved in any way. In the show, but I know what I can give up. I'm still I still know I can wrestle. I still I can go at it. I've been training in Glens Falls, Jonesport, Standing 8 Entertainment, so I know how to wrestle. I know how to work matches. I've been having good matches. I've been expanding a little bit. New Jersey, Massachusetts, and I'm open to travel, but it all depends, like I think it's difficult when you're a woman and you're trying to get like matches, because sometimes like per card you only had promoters usually put only one women's match at most in most shows, only one women's match, so that's not even enough to have enough opportunities for women that are in wrestling, and that was a concern that the other opportunity would be to wrestle the guys. I have no problem wrestling the guys. Like when we train, we practice with everybody. So to me, it doesn't make me feel any less comfortable wrestling some of the guys. Some of the men in the company. That's totally fine. If they want to book me against a man, I'm more than happy to wrestle a man, because I know I can wrestle and I can wrestle anybody. I don't care who it is. But some promoters front on that. But the thing is, like, when it comes to independent wrestling, like, when a company has a woman's title. Like to me, this is the thing that I see, and this from my perspective. There's barely any storytelling when it comes to women wrestling for titles, you know. And it does, because we don't have enough women. You can also not establish a good division, you know, unless you're consistent with the woman that you're booking, you know. And that's a sad part about some women wrestling matches, you know. Because I'm a big fan of storylines, you know. Like if I'm wrestling for a championship, there has to be a motivation for me to get involved in a match, and there also has to be a motivation for my opponent to want to get the match. I just don't want to have a title or get involved in a title match just because, you know, or have an opponent come and get a title match just because. I like to have a motivation. What motivates that person to go after that title, you know? That's what I like when it comes to women wrestling, you know. And to wrestling in general, you know, because wrestling is about storytelling. What makes a person wants to go against that other person, and especially for that title, you know. When you watch WWE, yes, they have a bigger roster, so they can afford to do more storylines. But that doesn't mean that in the independent wrestling you cannot do storyline. You have YouTube. You can be doing storylines that will develop so people get more interest in going to the shows. And that is one of the things that we need to be using more, you know. YouTube to promote the matches, to promote the events, to create storylines that will grab the fans' attention, and they will want you to go and see a show, you know. And even in the shows, we still have to tell those stories across, you know. We can't just go and book shows without taking into account the storylines. And again, that's because of my perspective, you know. And again, with women wrestling, when you only have one match per card, that doesn't allow too much storyline for a women's division to happen. So that's the problem that I see in terms of women wrestling. That's the biggest problem that I see in all independent promotions is that. Not only that, but only having one women's match, so it's kind of like I'm a woman, but if I don't get booked in that particular show, then I'm not wrestling. You know, that's the part that is sad. Before I transition, I could be involved in any part of the card because I was wrestling the man, you know. But now, after I transition, I have found out that it becomes more difficult to get matches because there's only one women's match per card. Like, so if you have talent available, they may or may not get involved if you don't put more than one match per card. So that's the part that, to me, as a woman now, it's a part that it's difficult, and that I consider that it needs to change, you know. Especially if you introduce a title, because you need to establish that division, you know, and at least give you different options when it comes to a title. And if one of the persons get injured, you have another person that can back up, you know. So that's, to me, it's one of the things, you know, that I think is important to consider when we talk about women wrestling. So, of course, I could be wrong, so everybody will have their own opinion, but that is my opinion. Anybody is welcome to comment and tell me their own opinion, but that's just what I've been seeing, you know, in terms of independent wrestling, you know. But yeah. But again, like, if somebody wants to book me in a show, I don't care if you book me against a guy. I wrestle men, I wrestle women. It's wrestling. I wrestle anybody. I really don't care who it is. I like to wrestle. I don't mind wrestling anybody. So yeah, if somebody wants to book me in a show, feel free to contact me, and we'll figure a way for me to get there. Anyway, and finally, before I stop the video, one of the places that I would love to wrestle, is had the opportunity to go to AEW Dark. That would be the highlight. That would be probably, if I get to wrestle in AEW Dark, I think at that point I can just probably hang my boots after that, because it's, what else is there to do, you know? Like, honestly, I don't think I will be able to make it I would not be able to make it to WWE. They changed the rules. I don't think it will ever happen. I don't think I'll ever get a contract in AEW. You know, that will mean me leaving my day job and everything out. But at least making into one of the shows of AEW Dark, that would be great for me. And at that point, I think I may have achieved some of the success that I want, where I wanted to reach. And then afterwards, I think I'm ready to hang up my boots. You know, I'm past my 40s. Past my mid 40s. I'm 46. So be able to wrestle this long, you know, hasn't been easy. And I know that right now my focus is I just want to have fun. But I would like to wrestle have some good matches. And not only that, I would love to wrestle like people whose names, honestly. I don't get that opportunity very often, you know. And yeah, I'm not well known in the business, you know, because I trained in Puerto Rico. I came up here, so like back when I started training in Puerto Rico, there was no Facebook as it is today, you know, and here I wrestled for a little bit, and then my car died, and then I had to back down, you know, and that was the time that I started transitioning, and that's when I transitioned to, and then when I came back, so I didn't have a lot of history of me working many places. And I also didn't work many names before either, so I wasn't well known, honestly. Now it's like I'm getting a little bit more opportunities, you know. I've gotten to work at Angel Orsini in New Jersey. She's a former ECW superstar, so that's a great opportunity that I have had in my life, and I'm happy and I appreciate the opportunity that was given for me with Spartan Championship Wrestling. But I would love to wrestle other women out there that are fantastic, like Thunder Rosa would be nice. Wrestling Thunder Rosa. Who else? Who else I would love to wrestle? You know, anybody. La Rosa Negra, La Abusadora de Puerto Rico, Black Rose. You know, I wanted to wrestle Kelly Klein at one point because she was amazing in Ring of Honor as a champion. But that never happened, unfortunately. And but yeah, I'm open for ideas. I'm open for opportunities. So, but yeah, if I can make it to AEW Dark this year, that would be fantastic. And I think after that, I think I'm ready to hang on my boots. Not necessarily completely retire. I may probably still continue training and try to help the new generation. The other ways I can help in the business, you know, I also know how to ref. I like working as a ref. I enjoy it. I think my background in wrestling, having worked as a wrestler, helps me. So I got options. Or as a manager, because my character being a circus clown will be great as a manager. You know, I can be a manager. I know I can be a good manager. So yeah, those are ideas of things I would like to do, and we'll see if I can make it happen this year. That's all I got. Peace out, everybody. Stay safe. Bye.